So just a quick review of the 2 meter EL wire from TOOGOOR. This one comes in neon blue. You can see here that the wire comes exactly as shown in the product description. It's all assembled and as simple as plugging it in. That's easy down to the 12-volt plug, which goes into any cigarette lighter. One of the first things you do know about the plug is the large gap surrounding the wires coming out the back. It's quite noticeable, there's quite a large gap there and there's really no need for it. However, you could also cut the wires and hardwire it into the car if so inclined. There's quite a decent length of cable coming out the back. That cable goes into a transformer box that you can see here. You can see that there are 2 holes in the back. I'm assuming that you can use these to mount the box, but I'm not really sure. There is also a high-pitched noise that comes out of the transformer, but I'll come back to that later. The cable then comes out of the transformer and goes to a small clip. From there it goes into the EL wire itself. Here you have a much better and cleaner connection than at the 12-volt plug at the start. It's got a shrink wrap around it and it's got a nice connection and nice look to it. Okay, let's have a look at it actually working. As I said, it's as simple as you want it to be. Just find a cigarette lighter socket and plug it in. If you want to have it come on each time you start the car, you can just leave it plugged in. So once you plug it in, as you can see, it turns on straight away. It is a fairly subtle appearance, especially in brighter light. Today is overcast, but it is still reasonably bright. If I place it in the footwell, where it's a little bit dimmer, the darker surroundings make it a lot more obvious that the wire's lit up. One thing to note here is that I am trying to take it out and then put it back in just to show the difference, but the slight flickering you can see is a slight disconnection between the plug, so you do have to make sure that it is plugged in quite firmly. So fitment of the wire is also fairly simple as well. You simply find where you want to place it in between 2 pieces of trim and you push it into place. I used my fingernails. I also used a key in some of the harder to reach areas just to push it down. So it is fairly hard, it will take some pushing without any damage being obvious on the wire. And then that's about it. You plug it in, you fit the wire to where you want it to be fitted and it works. So turning it on here, you can see under the combing of the dash, it's a lot more obvious than it was once it was in bright sunshine. You can see a difference in the darkness. That's where I've pushed it back a little bit too far. With a little bit more care, it would be all uniform, but this isn't the final placement of the wire. So just one final thing to note. I said right at the start about the transformer box and the slight noise coming out of it. This video was filmed with my camera. I'm just going to hold the phone right up to that transformer box just so you can hear that squeal. Now, don't get me wrong, I know that's a horrible sound. It's not that noticeable. I've held the phone right up to the transformer box, so please don't think that that's what it sounds like all the time. It is fairly faint, but it is worth noting that that sound is there if you do have the box out. So just a few pictures of what it looks like with it in place. I think it looks really nice. It's a very clean light. It is cold to the touch. Obviously you can see that I'm holding it and this is what the difference is between it being on and off in a dim environment. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it helps.